When the human hunters approached, Lin wondered if they wanted to snatch the primordial rune too. The leader of the group stepped up to Lin and said, "Why did you come to the eternal trials when you're only level 30? Lin, worried about their intentions, asked angrily if they had a problem. The hunter's leader was surprised by Lin's attitude, but also understood that Lin was wary of them. To show he meant no harm, the hunter's leader said, "Junior, you're from Xiajing Academy, right? We are from the Genesis Institute. My name is Ling Yizhan." But Lin didn't want to get too familiar with them. Maintaining his attitude, he said, "But is there a problem?" Worried, Ling Yizhan asked Lin if he knew he was in grave danger. Glancing at the red light emanating from his body, Lin said he was aware. Ling Yizhan then proposed they could protect him and help him get through the 10 days of danger. Lin looked at them angrily, not believing they only wanted to protect him rather than kill him and take his primordial rune. Turning away, he told them he didn't need their help, saying, "I'm leaving. Please stay away from me." Ling Yizhan tried to stop Lin, saying, "Junior, you'll die." But Lin didn't stop and left without looking back. Ling Yizhan was speechless that Lin didn't even talk to them properly. Another member of Ling Yizhan's team approached him, saying, "Leader, this guy is a bit disrespectful." But Ling Yizhan didn't think so. He said, "This junior might be some genius from the academy. Otherwise, he wouldn't come here at level 30. The other guy smiled and said, "This kid is really lucky to obtain the primordial rune, but it's a pity that we were a step too late. If we had come earlier." Hearing that, Ling Yizhan became very angry and told him not to get any weird ideas. Ling Yizhan said, "Lin is a human, and more importantly, he's our junior." Scared, the other guy said, "Of course I know that. I won't do anything to him, but he won't survive long in the eternal trials if he's so arrogant. We could wait for something to happen to him and then take the primordial rune." But Ling Yizhan didn't think so. With a serious expression, he told his teammates that Lin might not be that simple. Otherwise, he wouldn't have gotten the primordial rune. "He is wary of us. It's clear that he knows the purpose of the primordial rune too," Ling Yizhan added. "A person like him might have already left a soul imprint in the Hall of Heroes long ago, so if we attack him, it might not end that easily." Meanwhile, after leaving the hunters behind, Lin continued deeper into the forest. As he walked, he used the soul crystal to increase his spirit. His spirit increased by 1,000 points again. Lin was happy, saying, "That battle against the soul-devouring insect mother was way too rewarding. With the soul crystal and soul gem, my spirit will almost never be exhausted." While Lin was happily walking and talking to himself, he was suddenly attacked from behind by a monster. Lin was shocked, but the monster's sneak attack was stopped by his skeleton armor. The monster, a level 48 abyss poison demon, had an average strength and agility of 20,000, a spirit of 10,000, and a constitution of 15,000. It had poison, toxic smog, and invisibility skills. The abyss poison demon was shocked when Lin's skeleton armor stopped its attack. It didn't expect Lin to have this kind of defensive skill. The abyss poison demon backed off, saying, "An insignificant level 30 little guy dares to come to the eternal trials alone, and your luck is so good to actually get the primordial rune. It's a shame that it will be mine in the end." The abyss poison demon prepared to attack Lin using its toxic smog skill, shouting, "Tremble in fear, shiver with terror, I will swallow you whole." But before the abyss poison demon could even attack, its body was cut into pieces. Lin's gold-grade skeleton warrior had easily killed the level 48 abyss poison demon before it could react. Looking at the abyss poison demon's corpse, Lin said, "This guy talks a lot." For killing the level 48 abyss poison demon, Lin obtained 1.4 million experience points and 1,000 military merit. Lin left from there, but was quite annoyed because it seemed like he would probably encounter this kind of thing many times in the next 10 days. 5 minutes later, Ling Yizhan's team arrived at the place where Lin killed the abyss poison demon. The team member who was thinking of attacking Lin was shocked to see the abyss poison demon's corpse. "What the hell happened? We weren't that far behind that kid, and he's only level 30. How could he kill an abyss poison demon in such a short time?" Another guy said, "There weren't even any signs of battle. This means the battle might have ended in an instant." After seeing all this, Ling Yizhan was a little scared. With a serious expression, he said, "Looks like we've underestimated that kid. He's qualified to be in the eternal trials." Understanding the seriousness of this situation, another guy asked Ling Yizhan if they would still follow Lin. Ling Yizhan was scared, but didn't want to let go of the primordial rune. He told his teammates they would continue following Lin. With that, they again started to follow the red light coming from Lin's body. They had just gone a few steps, when suddenly they all felt the pressure of a very strong monster. They were all shocked, and when they looked in the direction where Lin was, they saw a group of monsters approaching. These were level 48 abyss succubi, with an average of 20,000 in strength, agility, and constitution, and 50,000 in spirit. Abyss succubi have charm and spirit assault skills, and can charm and control life forms that are 5 levels below themselves, but it's ineffective on bosses and leaders. When Ling Yizhan's team saw the Abyss succubi, they immediately recognized that those were the monsters with the charm skill. They thought Lin was in deep trouble this time. While going in a different direction, the Abyss succubi suddenly noticed the red light coming from Lin's body. Seeing Lin, an Abyss succubus smiled, saying, "A level 30 human has the primordial rune. I'm so lucky." Lin also noticed the Abyss succubus, and remembered that they were the same kind as the demon queen who charmed Counselor Shu Wei. The Abyss succubus smiled, and while using her charm skill, threw a flying kiss toward Lin, saying, "Become my slave." When Lin saw her using the charm skill, he activated his skeleton armor. In front of Lin's skeleton armor, the Abyss succubus's charm skill didn't work. The Abyss succubus was shocked to see that her charm was ineffective against a mere level 30 human. Lin told the Abyss succubus that it's impolite not to reciprocate someone's kindness. He was very angry, and attacked the Abyss succubus with skeleton fangs. Lin's skeleton fangs came out of the ground and flew toward the Abyss succubus. She was shocked to see Lin attack so quickly. To protect the Abyss succubus, a flying monster used its body to stop the skeleton fangs. The Abyss succubus was very angry at Lin and cursed him to die. The Abyss succubus was very angry and called giant abyss monsters to attack Lin. Those monsters were much larger compared to the skeleton warriors. Seeing those monsters, Lin also got ready to fight back. He raised his hand and summoned the skeleton warriors. Everything around Lin was covered in green flames, and from those flames, gold-grade skeleton warriors emerged. Seeing those giant abyss monsters, Ling Yizhan's teammates thought Lin was finished and couldn't win against them. But Ling Yizhan didn't think so. He wondered if someone who obtained the primordial rune would really perish here. All those giant abyss monsters and flying abyss demons charged at Lin. The skeleton warriors ran toward them to fight back, using their raised strike skills and cutting down some of the giant abyss monsters with their swords. Lin smiled and told the Abyss succubus that it was very unfortunate for her because he was the best at AoE attacks. Saying that, Lin used his ultimate skill, Corpse Explosion. The corpses of the giant abyss monsters that the skeleton warriors killed started to explode, immediately killing all the nearby monsters. The Abyss succubus was shocked and asked what had just happened. Lin's corpse explosion continued, killing more and more monsters. It was unbelievable that Lin killed all those monsters in one go. The Abyss succubus was shocked to see that most of the monsters she controlled died in an instant. She wondered if Lin could be a divine professional hiding his identity, but she also knew that it was impossible because divine ranks couldn't enter the upper layer. She was very confused, and asked Lin what exactly he was. Seeing her scared face, Lin smiled and told her that he was a human professional. The Abyss succubus was terrified to see Lin's power, and immediately turned around to try to escape. When Lin saw her trying to escape, he told her that she couldn't escape. The Abyss succubus became more scared and tried to fly faster, but she was not fast enough and got hit by Lin's soul blaze skill. Her whole body was covered in green flames, and her soul started to burn. She screamed in pain and began to fall to the ground because of her injuries, but she somehow managed to stop herself from falling. She realized that this human was too terrifying. "This won't do. I have to report this matter to the Demon King." Saying that, she continued flying and escaped Lin's attack range. Even Lin was surprised to see that she didn't lose her ability to move. Lin was disappointed to see that she actually escaped. "If only I could fly. I have always suffered in this regard." But Lin didn't regret the past. He started walking toward the forest again, saying, "Forget it. I should find the divine chosen secret realm as fast as possible, and obtain that trace of divinity which Master mentioned." Lin left, but Ling Yizhan and his teammates, who saw Lin easily defeat the Abyss succubus, were shocked. They all had the same question. How the hell did Lin do this? They couldn't imagine what kind of battle this was that destroyed the ground completely. A female hunter asked their leader Ling Yizhan if he thought they could do this. Ling Yizhan said, "Of course not." He told her that there were so many monsters, and the succubus was in the sky as well. Even if they were able to win, it would be an ugly battle. It was impossible for them to finish the battle like Lin. Everyone was scared to see Lin's power. Another teammate said, "Do you think that it was because of Lin that we didn't see the soul-devouring insect king in its lair?" Ling Yizhan replied with a serious expression that if it was really because of Lin, then he feared Lin's true abilities were already unimaginable to them. Perhaps those who came in pursuit of the primordial rune would have the same fate as that Abyss succubus. Ling Yizhan told his teammates to put away their unrealistic delusions. He said, "I have a feeling that we aren't his match. Right now, I just want to see how he gets through these 10 days. After that, They all started to follow the red light that was coming out of Lin's body, but when they went ahead, they saw Lin standing in front, waiting for them with some skeleton warriors beside him. Seeing Lin, Ling Yizhan got very nervous, wondering if Lin was intentionally waiting for them. Before he could ask anything, Lin approached them himself, which scared Ling Yizhan. Ling Yizhan smiled and tried to appear harmless, so Lin would not attack them, but Lin was not there for that. Lin asked Ling Yizhan how to get to the central area of the upper layer. Even Lin's words sounded scary to them now. Ling Yizhan pointed in one direction and told Lin to head over there to reach the central area of the upper layer. Lin thanked him and left. Watching Lin go in that direction, Ling Yizhan thought, "Why do I feel fear towards Lin? He's just level 30. A curious guy asked Ling Yizhan why they were still watching Lin if they weren't going to steal the primordial rune. Ling Yizhan told him that he just wanted to witness history being written. Lin continued in that direction. On the first day, he encountered some dragon warriors, which the skeleton warriors easily defeated. On the second day, he encountered more giant abyss monsters, which the skeleton warriors also killed easily. On the third day, Lin encountered some high-level abyss demons, but even they were not a challenge to Lin as he killed them in a few minutes. For killing all those monsters, Lin obtained 103,000 military merit. With all that military merit, Lin was promoted to 0-star colonel. Lin was happy to see his updated hunter badge. He didn't expect the primordial rune to help him farm this many merit points. On the fourth day, Lin noticed something strange. Lin wondered that many had come to offer their lives for 3 consecutive days, but why was today so quiet? Ling Yizhan, an experienced hunter, also felt that something was wrong. One of his teammates noticed a huge monster behind a cliff and called his leader to look. When Ling Yizhan saw that monster, he immediately recognized it, saying, "This is bad." He told his teammates to leave quickly, and then called Lin, shouting, "Junior, there's danger here. Leave immediately." But it was already too late for them to escape. Before they could do anything, that giant monster came out with its 3 glowing eyes. Suddenly there was an explosion where Lin was. Ling Yizhan and his teammates were shocked to see that giant monster.